But today, Instagram and YouTube, the topic we're discussing is why do many Black-owned businesses fail? And I have 15, and I'm glad you're tagging your friends to come and join. I have 15 reasons for you why Black-owned businesses fail. Okay, so you guys get your journals ready and start writing, because we're just going to dive straight in. Okay, so like I said on my live earlier today, more than ever, Black women are starting businesses in increasing numbers. Many businesses are owned by Black women in America and honestly all over the world. Even in the UK, even in Africa, there are many women getting to the idea, they're getting the wake-up call that, you know what, for me to be able to have financial freedom, have time freedom, plan my own schedule, have freedom of choice, I need to start my own business. But unfortunately, even though there are many Black female-owned businesses popping up, many of them are not doing well. Many of them are not even making it to the 1 year mark. They're not making it to the 3 or 5 year mark. They're popping up, but they're also popping down. Why is that? 15 reasons. Number one reason is copycat mentality. Black women like to copy other people. They hear about some business that is out there that is making money. They drop the business that they were doing before because this is now the in thing. Did you hear? You know, this is the business making money now. We have to do this business now. So copycat mentality is something that kills Black-owned businesses. Instead of Black women looking at their own passions, their own unique gifts and their own talents, instead of them asking themselves and trying to discover what they're good at, what they're best at. It's me now, you know, looking at somebody who, I don't even know what example to give, to say, oh, there's some women out there who are making millions from making wigs, or they're making millions from doing hair, and I'm going to go into the wig business because of that. Well, that's not where my passion is. You know, I will buy wigs from the best wig makers, but that's not where my passion is. So I'm not going to drop my coaching business or drop my pediatric business or drop my writing skills as an author and say, okay, the in thing now is they're making wigs. But a lot of Black women do that. So the number one reason that Black businesses fail is because of the copycat mentality. Instead of them using their own unique gifts to set up what they will be best at, they're copying what other people are doing. And if you're not using your best gifts to start a business, it's unlikely that that business will survive. That's number one. Number two, too many Black female-owned businesses remain as one-man businesses. Did you hear me? Number two is the prevalence of one-man businesses. Black women don't expand their businesses by hiring skilled staff to help them. Okay, there's half and half mentality of these women. So one half of Black women feel that if they hire staff, their profits will reduce. They feel that, let's say they're making $75,000 a year or $100,000 a year in their business and they hire staff, they're of the warped mindset that, you know, that if they hire staff, they're reducing their profits. That's one half of Black women. The other half of Black women just, you know, they just don't want to hire people. You know, they don't trust people. They feel like they can do it alone. You know, a lot of Black women have this superwoman mentality where they feel that they can do everything by themselves. They don't need anybody. So a lot of, you know, female-owned Black businesses are one-man businesses, okay? And on the same note, number two still, even if they're not one-man businesses, a lot of Black-owned female businesses, again, because they're being stingy on themselves, they don't want to hire people and grow their business and start to pay those staff. They feel that if they're paying staff, they're reducing their own profits, which is the exact opposite. Instead of them hiring skilled staff, they end up hiring their relatives and their close friends. Many Black women end up hiring their husband or their boyfriend or their fiance, right, as their office manager, as their accountant, even though those spouses don't have any business background, they don't have any accounting background, they hire their spouses, they hire their best friends, their close friends, their family members. And I don't need to explain to you what usually happens with that. Disaster. Okay? Disaster. The worst people to hire, if you're not careful, I'm not saying always, but for the most part, hiring family members, spouses, aunties, uncles, close friends, all of that into your business, for the most part, there are some that work. Like my parents worked well together. My mom and dad were in business together, and even then, it wasn't, they were in business together, but they still had their own autonomy. They still had different businesses. My mom dealt in different businesses than my dad, but they kind of worked together, but they still had their own independence. But yeah, somebody said pure disaster. Yes, a lot of black women do this though. Yes, very few work out. A lot of black women do this. Why? Because again, they're being stingy. They feel that they want to keep the money in the family. They feel that, if they hire their niece or their auntie or their husband, they don't need to pay them much money. But if they go out and hire a skilled worker, they have to pay them more money. So number 2 is a terrible strategy that keeps black female-owned businesses non-profitable, or eventually they just close down, because a lot of black female-owned businesses remain as one-man businesses. And you know what that leads to. It leads to burnout. It leads to inefficient business strategies, because how can you do everything by yourself in business? There's so many layers of business. Imagine doing it yourself. You're doing your books yourself. You're doing your accounting yourself. You're doing the designing yourself if you're dealing with products. Or, so they do everything themselves, so it just doesn't work out. You cannot build a sustainable business that will work out. And you guys know my story, but I'm going to stop here to talk to you about my story. I'm a 53-year-old Nigerian American woman. I'm a pediatrician by trade, a board certified pediatrician of 30 years, fellow of the American Academy of Pediatrics. I started my own pediatric practice 20 years ago. I borrowed $350,000, and the borrowing process was not easy. So I don't want you to think, because she's a doctor, she got every single bank declined me the loan. Every single bank in Atlanta. I tried the big banks, the small banks, the SBA loan banks. I tried all of them. None of it came through. But I was determined to start that practice. So I kept trying. Finally, I found a small Indian-owned bank that was out of state, in the state of Florida. And he did borrow me the money, but it was at an astronomically high interest rate. But I had the blessing of my dad, who my mom and dad never worked for anybody. They were always in business. My mom couldn't speak or write English, but she was a very savvy businesswoman, and both of them were very successful entrepreneurs. So I had 2 people that I was watching all through my upbringing. I was watching what they were doing, and I wanted that kind of life. And my dad said, take the loan as long as you use it well and you're able to manage your practice properly, fund your practice properly so that it's a good practice. You'll pay it back. It doesn't matter if the interest rate is high. So I took it, and yes, I used it well. And that practice I'm talking about is 20 years old this year, and it has been making millions every year for the past 14 years. With a lot of hard work and persistence and determination and sacrifice and sweat. It hasn't been easy, but it was worth it, because around year 7, I made my first 7 figures in that business, and it has given me such a wonderful lifestyle, financial freedom, millions in assets, and all of that. So I'm poised, I'm positioned properly to be able to help you guys with the reasons why black businesses fail. And aside from that, I also have my 3-year-old online coaching business, which I started in the middle of the pandemic in 2020, and I scaled it to 6 figures revenue in just 9 months. My coaching is not yet up to 7 figures, but it is definitely going to hit 7 figures soon. Okay, so I have those 2 big businesses. So the second reason is too many black-owned female businesses remain one-man businesses, and even if they don't remain one-man businesses, they end up hiring their spouse or their family members or their relatives, and that usually leads to disaster. It leads to all sorts of conflict, and last the business will shut down. Number 3, okay? Number 3, this one is a big one. Black women who are in business tend to also have a network of other black women who are also in business. So you guys know my favorite phrase, the blind leading the blind. Many black women who own businesses are not business savvy. They are not. So imagine most black-owned females who own businesses, imagine most of them not being business savvy, and then they surround themselves with other women who are also not business savvy. And they keep on exchanging business ideas that don't work. Okay? Many of them, their business is struggling. Many of them have not even scaled their business to mid 6 figures. Talk less of high 6 figures, talk less of 7 figures. Then they surround themselves with a network of black female business owners or black females who also don't know much about business. So you can imagine all sorts of wrong business strategies going back and forth between a network of people who don't know what they're talking about. A lot of these women also just don't know the right things to invest in. I've spoken to so many doctors. I'll keep saying this because it was surprising to me. So many doctors in America, I don't know about the UK, so many doctors in America do not have a retirement fund. They're in their 30s, 40s, 50s. They do not have a retirement fund. I don't know whether they don't believe in it or what happened. But many of them don't contribute to their retirement. I'm 53 years old. My retirement fund is in the millions because I've been contributing for many, many years. Okay? And I don't even have a plan to retire because this woman you're looking at, I love the work I do. I'll retire from being a pediatrician for sure. Okay? But I will never retire from coaching or from writing or from speaking because it's a passion. It's not work. This thing I'm doing right here, sitting here talking to you, is not work. It's a passion. Okay, I'm being obedient to God. It's my purpose. So why should I retire from it? I'll be 90 years old, I'll be 105, and I'll still be coaching and teaching and writing and speaking because it's my passion. Okay, but still, I have a retirement fund. Because, whenever it's time to cash it out, I know that I can cash out my millions in retirement fund. This is aside from all the other assets I have. So unfortunately, as black women, it's unfortunate. Many of us are not financially literate because we were not born into families that are financially literate. Many of us are not business literate because we were not born and raised into families that are business literate. Okay? Then we start opening practices, starting practices, and then we go into a network of other black women who also are not business savvy or financially literate. And unfortunately, then all of those women in that circle are blind. I see it all the time. They are blind to the right things they should be doing. In their network, they don't have women who are at a much higher level than them business-wise that they can actually learn from. All of them are at the same level. They're revolving around with what I say, lying to themselves. But most of them are not business savvy. Most of them are not financially literate. So unfortunately, that vicious cycle continues. So number 3 is black women usually belong to a network of other black women who are not financially literate. Okay? They belong to a network of other women who are not business literate. You have to surround yourself. Black women, listen to this. If you don't hear anything else on this video, whether you're watching on Instagram or on YouTube, and please, I want you to like this video and I want you to comment on this YouTube video. Like it and comment on it. Let me know your thoughts. about what I'm talking about. So black women, if you don't learn anything from this video, okay, learn that the way to elevate, the way to build wealth, the way to do better in life is to surround yourself with people who have done much greater things than you have done. Surround yourself with people who have done much greater things than you have done. I was lucky that I had my mom and dad that modeled that behavior for me from when I was born till I left Nigeria at age 23. Honestly, till they both passed away, because they were both active in my life, but they were both entrepreneurs. So I had the opportunity to learn from my dad and to watch my parents on how they did everything in their entrepreneurial life. But many of you out there don't have that. Many people are not born into families where their parents are entrepreneurs or they're financially literate. They're born into families that struggle with money, that have all sorts of negative mindsets about money. But that is the reason why you have to pay to have people who are higher than you, who have achieved greater things than you. You surround yourself with those people so you can learn the right things to do. Because us black women, I'm spending time on number 3 because it's a very important reason why many black-owned businesses don't thrive. Because the people we surround ourselves with are usually at our level or lower than our level. We don't surround ourselves with people like myself who have been in business for 20 years. You'll see women where all of them are at the same level of business. So what are they teaching themselves? They're all teaching themselves business skills and business strategies that are not going to elevate them. Okay? Number four. Black women quit too easily and black women flip-flop too much. Take it or leave it. That's my number 4. Let me repeat. Black women in business quit too easily, and this is related to number 1. That copycat mentality I described in number 1, that's one of the reasons why black women quit. Because they hear about another latest business idea. Oh, this is what everybody's doing now. Everybody's selling wigs. Everybody's doing cooking shows. Everybody's doing this. So they drop what they had been working on. They run there because that's the in thing. So number 4 is the mindset and the act of quitting too easily. Black women want microwave success. They want the money now. They're too impatient. They quit easily and they flip-flop too much. Do you know how many women I've seen since I started being active on Instagram in 2017 who have flip-flopped on what they do? I've been active on social media for 6 years and I've been rock solid in what I'm doing. Yes, I started first with marketing my book, but the people who've been following me for 6 years know that my message has been consistent. Yes, I added the name of Money to Honey Coach, but I have been teaching peace. I have been teaching permanent happiness. I have been empowering women. My mission has stayed consistent for the 6 years. In the 6 years I've been active on social media, most of you have flip-flopped or you've disappeared. I'll see you on Instagram. You post consistently for 3 months, 6 months, you're gone. Black women are experts at quitting too soon. Experts at flip-flopping. Quitting easily and flip-flopping are not conducive to build wealth. You will never build wealth. You will never achieve financial freedom if you don't give yourself time. Success takes years. You have to keep doing the same thing inside and out, putting in your all for 5 years, 10 years, and the results will come. Okay? You have to be relentless. You have to be determined. You have to be resilient. You have to be disciplined. Many black women lack that. Why? Because of number 3. They don't have the positive role models who have been persistent and resilient and who have been in business more than 10 years, more than 15 years, more than 20 years and have made millions from it. People like myself. Many black women don't have that. The role models that black women have are not, most black women don't have positive role models around them. Sad, but true. Most black women don't have positive role models around them. How many black women do you see that their network has other black women that are millionaires like myself? Not many. Not many. And this is why it's important that you look for those rare black women like myself and you surround yourself with them. If you look at white women, it's easier for white women because white women, it's easier for them to spot another white woman who is a millionaire, right? There's many out there, but there's not many of us. There's not, how many black female millionaires do you know that you surround yourself with? Not many. Most of them are employed. They're struggling with their 5-figure salary, $50,000 salary, $100,000 salary. You know, you just don't, even the ones who are doctors who are earning $200,000, $300,000, they're still not happy. They're not fulfilled. So there's a lot of unfulfillment in the black female community. People like myself are rare. And this is why I do the work I do relentlessly. But unfortunately, my coaching is high because I'm rare. My coaching prices are high because I've done the work for 20 years and I'm still doing the work. You guys see how much effort and time and hard work I did. Today is Sunday. I could just be downstairs sitting with my family, having, leisurely time with my family. But here I am again, giving you all of this because I put in the hard work. I'm consistent. I'm determined. I'm obedient to God. Okay, but how many black female millionaires do you see out there that do this kind of work that I do to teach other women? The ones who are millionaires are mostly in the entertainment industry, right? Most black women who are millionaires are usually in the entertainment industry. They are untouchables. You can't reach them. So everyday women like myself, who are black women who've made millions, who are self-made millionaires. I did not inherit the money. Yes, I watched my parents working, but I did all of the hard work and the sweat myself. We are rare out there. We are rare. And this is why it's important for you black women to know that you have to look for women like myself and keep us in your circle. Yes, my coaching is expensive, but trust me, I paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get where I am today as well. As I'm sitting here, I can show you my books. To date, in my 30s and 40s mostly, I haven't paid for coaching recently because I don't need coaching, right? I don't. At this point, I don't. I may later, but I spent $250,000 on coaching to elevate myself. Okay? So why would I think my coaching is expensive? In fact, it's cheap for what I offer. Okay? So that's number 4. But let me focus on this. Black women quit too easily and they flip-flop too easily. Why? Because they're surrounded by other women who do the same. They're surrounded by women who haven't made high 6 figures consistently, who haven't made millions in their life, and they think that flip-flopping and quitting and going from one thing to the other is what works. But if they had people like me in their life, I would be able to tell them, you have to stick to this one thing and stay focused. And I'll be able to tell them, by the way, you're using all the wrong business strategies. So, black women just don't have many Dr. Iyabos around that can help them. Okay? Number 5 reason why black businesses fail is the lack of a solid and trustworthy social support system. Did you hear me? Too many black women lack a trustworthy and a solid social support system. Let me explain. Many black women are single. Okay, so again, there's no spouse that can help them. The ones that are happy, quite a large number. The ones that are married, quite a large number are unhappy. They're burnt out. Life is stressful. They carry the weight of life on their head, on their shoulders. They have to take care of their kids as single parents. They take care of their grandparents, their uncles, their aunties. Black women have the weight of the world on their shoulders. Many of the ones who are not even happily married, they carry the weight of their husband on them. You know, even though their husband is an adult, they will carry all of his responsibilities. A lot of black women pay salaries to their husbands. A lot of black women cover up for their husbands who are not making money. I was there in my previous life where I was paying a 6-figure salary to the ex. Okay, it's one day my eyes opened and I'm like, what am I doing? This person that doesn't even respect me, who doesn't love me, who his mother is his wife, who listens to his mother, who our marriage is just going downhill. What am I doing actually having him enjoy a 6-figure salary from my hard work? You know, but many black women do that. They are married to men who don't carry their own weight, men who are not ambitious. They are working hard to support these women. So, number 5 is black women just lack a solid and trustworthy support system. So, imagine when you're already burnt out, you're tired, you're a superwoman in so many things. You have to take care of your 2, 3, 4 kids, your grandparents. It's a lot. Your health and wellness is on the back burner. You know, it's just, you know, paints the picture. How can you run a successful business? It's impossible. It's impossible. So number 5 is the lack of the solid and trustworthy social support system. Number 6 is just too many black women lack a growth mindset. Okay? Too many black women lack a growth mindset. They lack a curiosity mindset. And they kind of lack a service mindset. Let me explain. Many black women are fixed in the way they think. They're fixed in the way they think. Many black women have a fixed mindset. They're not open to learning. They feel that they know it all. They often have that very arrogant, lack of humility kind of mindset. They don't want to listen. Who is this Dr. Iyabo that even wants to teach us something? You know, I know that there are many doctors out there who could learn from me, but they feel too big to learn from me. Like, who is this one learning from me? It's only in the black communities that age becomes a factor. Right? You know, women who are in their 50s look down at women who are in their 30s like, what can this one teach me? That's a black mentality. A lot of black women have that. Who is this person teaching me? So they have a fixed mindset. They don't know how to be open to learning from whoever, whether the person is 20 years younger than you, whether the person is whatever, you know, learning from people. It's people that you least expect that you can learn from that will help you. So number 6 is many black women just lack a growth mindset. And if you have a fixed mindset and you're trying to run a business, good luck to you. That business will never succeed. Fixed mindset and successful business are not compatible. They're polar opposites. Because business, every single day you're learning something. You have to be open to learn. There are many times that my own staff correct me. There's some things I forget, or there's some things I miss, or some mistakes I make, and I'm like, oops. I humble myself. I'm like, oops, sorry. Oh, blessing, sorry. Oh, Louis, sorry. I humble myself. I can learn from anybody. My friends who've known me for a long time know me. I'm 53 years old. I can be best friends with a 25-year-old. I can be best friends with a 30-year-old. I have a very youthful, open, humble mind. I'm stubborn, okay? I'm stubborn in some ways. I don't let anybody walk all over me. I'm stubborn. I'm a boundaries woman. I'm stubborn, but I have a very huge growth mindset. I'm open to learning. Black women lack that. Many black women lack a growth mindset, and they lack a curiosity mindset. Number seven. Most don't love what they do. They just do it because they want to make money. Most black women who start businesses don't even love the business they started. They started it because of the reason I gave in number one, some copycat mentality. Oh, this is what everybody's doing then. Everybody's blogging. Remember when everybody was blogging? Okay? Everybody is blogging. Oh, no. Now everybody's creating wigs. Oh, no. Now everybody's doing makeup. Oh, no. This is what they do now. Black women all like to do the same business because they're copying instead of actually researching what their own best gifts are. So number 7 is the lack of love for the business they even created. If you don't love the business you created, it will never, ever succeed. And I know why many women think that they don't need to love what they do. Again, it's because of all the terrible lies out on social media and out in the world that tell you that, oh, no, there's many black women that I hear say this on Instagram. I don't comment on their pages. It's none of my business. I face my own platform. Okay, I hear them say it on their platform. I don't comment or leave rude comments, but I will teach the correct things on my platform. If you don't love what you do and you create a business around something you don't love doing, that business will quit before 1 year. I give it 3 years at the maximum. It will collapse. It will shut down. Business is hard enough. Okay, running a business is hard enough for you now not to love what you're doing. You have to love what you're doing. Look at every successful business today. It's been successful because they actually love what they do. They love the people they serve. They love the service they're giving. I love what I do. You can tell, you guys can tell that I love coaching. I love teaching. I was born to be a healer. I was born to be a teacher. It comes very naturally to me. I'm a very shy person. I'm an introvert, believe it or not. But when it comes to this work that I'm doing, I get in the flow. I love what I'm doing, and this is why my coaching has been so successful. I also loved being a I love being a pediatrician. I love mentoring my staff. I love teaching medical students. I love the business side of medicine, and this is why my practice has survived. Many people cannot stand the business side of medicine. They cannot stand running a practice, but because they feel like everybody is starting a practice, they go and start a practice, then they're ill-equipped, then they burn out because they don't love what they're doing. Number 7 is a lot of black female-owned businesses collapse because they don't even love what they do in the business. They picked the wrong business for what their gifts and their talents are. And because they're listening to all the lies out there of people telling them that it is a lie, you cannot make money and love what you do. I know a few business owners, you know yourselves if you're watching this replay, some of you start businesses and then you come on social media and start lying to women and saying, don't listen to people. Don't listen to people. Business is hard work. You will never love what you're doing. You can't love what you're doing and make money from it. That's the biggest lie of the century. You must love what you're doing. You must be passionate about it. You must look at it. You have to start a business that you're ready to do and you're ready to run and not get paid for it. If I don't get paid for my coaching, I would still do it because it's my passion. I love it from inside out. Okay? So you have to start a business that you know that you'll ask yourself, if I'm not getting paid for this, would I still continue doing it? You have to love what you're doing. You have to wake up do you know, sometimes I wake up in the morning and my brain is full of all sorts of information and content I have to put out there. Like I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to write this to women, I have to say, because it's kind of a spiritual service. It's my connection to God. It's my connection to the Holy Spirit. It's my ministry. I absolutely love teaching. I absolutely love healing. And this is why I've been able to make millions from the work I do, because I love it intensely. Don't listen to women who tell you that you cannot love what you do and make money from it. It's a lie. Okay? It's a lie. Number 8. Black women do not know the difference between good debt and bad debt. Black women are scared of good debt. but they're fine with bad debt. It's only black women I know who are terrified of paying a coach $25,000. But they're fine with borrowing $50,000, $100,000 to sign up for a master's or a PhD. Yes, I said it. I said what I said. After you have a bachelor's, okay, you don't need a master's or PhD in order to make money. Listen to me. I'm not saying masters or PhDs are bad. They are good, unless they're only good for you if you're planning to go into academia. If you're planning to start teaching in a college, or you want to become a professor, your goal and your purpose in life is to become a professor. You want to keep on teaching in an academic institution. Go and get your master's, go and get your PhD. Or if you're working in a big Fortune, what do they call them? Fortune 100, Fortune 500 company, and you want to prove yourself and rise up the ladder to get a leadership position, then go and get a master's. No other reason is valid for a master's or PhD. No other reason. But women, again, blind leading the blind. Oh, go and get a master's, go and get this, go and get an MPH, go and get an MBA. It will help you in your business. No. No. You don't need an MBA to run a successful business. The most common people who come to my DM, most common black women who come to my DM asking me to help them with their financial situation and with their businesses are women that have masters and PhDs. Even with all of the advanced degrees, they still don't know how to make money. Even with all the advanced degrees, they still don't know how to start businesses. Black women are now the most educated in the world. Black women are the ones collecting degrees the most. Okay? They are the ones collecting degrees the most, but they're still the poorest. So black women are totally ignorant as to what the difference of good debt is and bad debt. They will take loans of $75,000, $100,000 to pay for a master's and PhD that they don't know what they want to do with it. Why are they doing it? Because of copycat mentality. That's why I started. Number one thing I started about why black businesses fail is copycat mentality. Why are most black women start doing masters? Because black woman A and black woman B and black woman C told them that they should go and get a master's. So do you know what? Do you know how many nurses have come to my DM to ask me about my coaching? And their nurse practitioner friends or their nurse friends have told them to go and get a loan of $100,000 to go and pursue a master's. Listen to me. So that they can get a salary increase of about $50,000. Does that make financial sense? A few have come to my DM and literally I just start laughing. I'm not laughing at them, but I'm laughing at this issue of the blind leading the blind. You know, Luna, are you okay? Luna is sat behind me listening to all my financial things. Our dog, can you see her? Yeah, she's right there. You know, how does that make financial sense? You go and get a loan of $100,000 to go back to school to get a master's in order for you to get about a $25,000 or $50,000 salary increase. Only a black woman would do such. You know, I'm laughing because it makes absolutely no financial sense. They go into debt, they can never pay off all this debt, and they keep going and collecting masters and masters and masters and making, okay, somebody says it will make sense if your company provides loan forgiveness. Yes, but how many do that? And even if they provide loan forgiveness, they're going to need you to stay with that company for X number of years. So you're not just getting loan forgiveness and still have freedom. You will be trapped with that company for a long time. If they give you loan forgiveness, they will make sure they get that loan back in multiples before you leave. Okay? So You need to know what good debt is. You need to know what bad debt is. Black women will go into debt to buy all of the material stuff. Aside from all of the masters and PhDs that don't make sense to what they're looking for in life, they will go into debt for all of the flashy cars and all of the, I'm keeping up with the Joneses. But they cannot go into debt for their own self-development, for their financial development, for their personal development, for their business development. But they go into debt for all those things. So the lack of knowledge of the difference between good debt and bad debt is killing a lot of Black-owned female businesses. Number nine. Is this number 9? Yes, number 9, just bad financial habits. Bad financial habits. Many Black-owned female businesses don't know their numbers. They don't know the difference between assets and liabilities. If you stop a Black female-owned business and you ask them numbers, okay? What does your phone bill cost? Do you know what have you been looking at your P&L? What's your phone bill? What's your light bill? What is the cost of these products that you're making? How much are you paying your staff? What is coming in? What is going out? Are you making a profit? Right? Do you look at your P&L? Do you even have an expert prepare your profit and loss statements for you? Black women just have bad financial habits. They don't have a retirement fund. They spend all of the profits of their business instead of reinvesting the money. Number 2, that I had said before, they have their family and their husband and aunties and uncles as staff in their business. And all those, what those people are looking for is money. Give me, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? So just bad financial habits. Not knowing their numbers, not knowing what their assets are, not knowing what their liabilities are, spending all of the profits, not having an expert CPA who prepares their profits and loss statements for them every month where they can actually visualize their numbers. I've had a CPA since I was a resident. Not even just since I started my business, just since I was a resident. When I came into America in 1998, I believe the year after that, as a resident, I hired a CPA. And this is why, for me, I'm so consistent. There's so much constancy in my life. I'm not a flip-flopper. The same CPA I've had since year 1999 is still the CPA that helps me in my businesses today. The same CPA that I've had since 1999. That's how many years? Do the math. He helped me before I started my business get all of my finances in order. He gives me top-notch advice, and he still helps me with my businesses now. He prepares my P&Ls every month. He does my QuickBooks. He gives me top-notch financial and tax advice. He's an expert, a very knowledgeable guy that I've been paying since I was a resident, since 1999. Many Black women don't have that. They don't even understand their finances. Okay? Number 10, many Black women owned businesses or in their finances really. As their business is growing, they're changing their lifestyle. Their business is growing. The business is not even yet 5 years old. It's not yet 10 years old. They're increasing their lifestyle. They're buying more expensive shoes, more expensive bags, more expensive wigs. Okay? Their car changes. They used to drive a Toyota. Oh, they go and lease a Range Rover. So they keep on elevating their lifestyle. As they're making money, okay? As they're making money, they're increasing their lifestyle. Instead of living the same lifestyle for a while, so that the profit they're making from the business, they can reinvest it to hire staff, to create a formidable team so that their business will run more efficiently. You can't just be getting profit and spending it. Okay, so number 10 is elevating your lifestyle with every little more money you make, instead of living the same lifestyle and waiting for your business to really elevate into making millions first. I rented for a long time. Even after my practice was making millions, I was still renting. I was saving money. I was putting money, because I knew what my dream home was. I was saving money. I was putting money together so that I would put down a hefty down payment so that my monthly payments wouldn't be a lot. I wanted to buy a house in one of the most expensive zip codes in Atlanta, and I did, because I'm always thinking about money. Okay, the real estate, if I buy a house in this area, how much, how much will it yield? How much value will it become? So I saved a lot of money to put down a huge down payment on a very expensive home, which I'm telling you, just within 5 or 6 years, the value of the home has shot up. So another huge investment in the house that I bought. Number 10. Elevating your lifestyle with every little money you make, instead of using that money for business improvements. Okay, then at that point, one car isn't enough. They want to buy 2 cars. They want to move to a more expensive place. They're spending all of the profit instead of using it to elevate and improve their business. Number 11, huge. Black women don't take care of their health and wellness. And this is because of the superwoman mentality. Black women carry the whole load of the world on their head. Okay? They want to be everything to everybody, everything to their husband. They don't know how to settle into their feminine energy so that they can attract masculine men who will love them and be supportive partners and help them, with all of this responsibility they're living. No, they want to be superwoman. They want to cook all the meals, do all the cleaning. They marry the feminine men. They stay with feminine men who don't know how to love, who don't know how to be good helpers. I can go on and on about number 11. Black women don't take care of their health and wellness. They relax, they gain so much weight, they're stressed out, lack of self-care. Okay? That's number 1, not investing in their health and wellness. On the same note, number 11, not investing in their development. It is black women that will think that coaching is a waste of time. Coaching is too expensive. White women are out there spending thousands of money on coaching. White women are out there paying coaches $5,000. They're paying coaches who are millionaires like me. White female millionaire coaches are being paid thousands of money by other white women in order to gain from them. But it's only black women that will see Dr. Iyabo and say, why are you not coaching us for free? Shebi, you've made money. I'm adding my Yoruba in here. Dr. Iyabo, but you've made a lot of millions. Why are you not coaching the whole world for free? You should be coaching the whole world for free now that you've made millions. Why are you charging us $4,000? What? Me pay you $4,000? It's the black woman mentality. Meanwhile, on the other hand, our white counterparts, it's the opposite. There are many white millionaire female coaches out there, and other white women who want to get to that level. They're paying them $25,000. They're paying them $50,000 in order to learn from them. And this is why white women are way ahead of us when it comes to wealth. Okay? This is why they're way ahead of us when it comes to wealth, because they invest in themselves, they teach each other, they spend the money that is needed in order to pay the other successful white women that are ahead of them. So by doing so, there are more and more white women that are getting to become millionaires, 6-7 figure earners, 8-figure earners, 10-figure earners, and they're passing it on and on and on because they're investing in themselves. But black women will come and shame another black woman who is a millionaire and say, you are stingy, you should be coaching all of us for free. It is a warped mindset. and it will keep us poor for a long time, because that doesn't affect me. You know, I'm already making my millions. So you coming to shame me and telling me, why are you not coaching us for free? You're asking for $4,000. Oh, you want our money so you can earn more millions. You know, that kind of warped mindset. Instead of you looking at it like, oh, Dr. Iyabo has been in business for 20 years. This woman has a lot to teach me. Let me pay her to teach me practical things. One by one, practical things. Nothing they can teach you in MBA school. Practical things of how I've been able to sustain my business for 20 years. But no, rather black women will come and shame. They either come and shame you directly, or some of them from afar will look down on you like, who is this one that thinks she wants to teach us something? You know, so these are all the reasons. These are all the reasons. So these are, you know, you either believe them or you don't believe them, right? So number 11 was you're not investing in yourself. Actually, number 12 is black women are exhausted because they don't practice self-care. I split them up for you. Number 11 was black women don't believe in investing in paying a coach for self-development, for personal development, for financial development. They would rather use that money for material things that people can see. Okay? Number 12 is black women are just plain exhausted because they don't practice self-care. They don't have a good support system, like I said earlier, and they just get overwhelmed running those businesses. It just gets to be too much for them. Number 13, this mindset that women have, I want you guys to stop saying this, okay? Many black women look at their businesses as a side hustle. I want you guys to stop calling your businesses side hustles. Because whatever title you give something is how important you're going to take it. You know, if you call something a side hustle, you're not going to be invested in it. You're not going to be determined to make it work. If you know you're starting this business and your plan is to eventually leave your day job and own this practice, and I keep saying practice because I'm a doctor, and own this business 100% and have time freedom and financial freedom and freedom of choice. Because the thing about being dedicated to a business is that the first 5 to 7 years are usually the toughest. If you can get through the first 5 to 7 years where you've hired somebody like me to teach you solid business strategies, you are implementing those strategies day to day, your business is growing, it is improving, it is scaling, you're hiring a formidable team to help you, you're managing your team properly, you will start to see the growth and the profits. And then as time goes on, that business that you're working in so actively, by year 5 to year 7, it will become a partial income business to you. I mean, partially passive income. You will be able to be in Bali, in Thailand, in Switzerland, wherever you are, managing your business because you'll have a formidable team that can help you run the business. But before your business can get to that passive income stage, you have to work hard for the first 5 to 7 years. You have to stay consistent. You have to be resilient. You have to be determined. And you have to have somebody in your corner like Dr. Iyabo, who has been in business for more than 10 years. Okay, women, stop hiring women as coaches, as business coaches, as financial coaches who have not been in business for 10 years or more and who are not making high 6 figures to 7 figures because they are not positioned to help you. Okay, so number 13 is stop calling your businesses a side hustle, because if you keep doing that, you're not going to invest properly into it. It's not going to have much meaning to you, and you're not going to take it seriously. Your business is your business. If you want to grow it into a passive income, don't call it a side hustle. I just don't like that title because psychologically it's making many black businesses fail, because a side hustle is just something little you have there that you're not paying much attention to. It's either you have a business or you don't. It's either you have a business you're going to manage well or you don't. Why start a side hustle that you're not committed to? It doesn't make sense. Okay, number 14, which I had said part of this before. Black women don't invest in hiring professionals to help them in their business, right? They don't hire a CPA, or in fact, most don't even have a professional bookkeeper. Talk less of a CPA. I've told you my story. I've had a CPA since residency. I've had the same CPA since 1999. Most black women businesses do not hire professionals in their business to help them with their business. And so therefore, they don't know how to legally minimize their tax liabilities. Okay? I'm not saying you should evade taxes. I would never do that. Everything I do is with honesty. Okay? But there are ways in the American system. I don't know about other countries. I'm an American. There are ways in the American system where owning a business, oh my gosh, if you have a good, professional, knowledgeable CPA, they will teach you all of the ways where you can legally minimize your tax liabilities. Legally minimize your tax liabilities. But if you're not working with a professional person, you're not investing in hiring a CPA, how are you going to know the legal ways to minimize your tax? There are so many tax write-offs you can enjoy from owning a business. So many things that you would pay for normally if you were employed that you wouldn't pay for. So many ways to reduce your tax liabilities. But you guys don't even pay to hire a CPA. So how are you even going to know what those things are? Okay? Then number 15, the last thing. Number 15, and I'm out of here. Okay? Most black-owned businesses are just poorly funded. I left this till last for a reason. Because this is the reason most people give for black-owned businesses not surviving. They say black-owned businesses are not well-funded, black people don't get approved loans, but white people do. That is all true. It's true, because I struggled when I was trying to secure that $350,000 loan 20 years ago to start my first business. It was an uphill battle, but I stuck with it and I got it. But let me tell you something. I left this for number 15. Because if we're doing everything right from number 1 to number 14, our businesses will not be poorly funded. Okay? If we are running solid businesses, if we let go of the copycat mentality and the one-man business mentality and the fixed mentality, and we start taking better care of ourselves, we know the difference between good debt and bad debt, we understand our numbers and our assets and liabilities, and all of this will also bump up our credit score. It will bump up our reliability and our responsibility to the hiring people. So if we're doing number 1 to number 14 well, okay, and many of us black women start making high 6 figures consistently, we start making 7 figures, 8 figures consistently in our businesses. More of us are having more solid businesses by practicing numbers 1 to 14. Then we will become more reliable in the faces of people who are loaning money. So I want us to stop putting that as number 1, as, oh yeah, black businesses are poorly funded. We can't run our businesses well because nobody wants to loan us money. Nobody wants to borrow us money. Well, personal responsibility first. As black women, we like to look on the outside, to blame the system, to blame everybody else. What about our personal responsibility? How are we taking care of ourselves? How are we investing in our business development? Are we hiring coaches like Dr. Iyabo who are very, very knowledgeable, even though they cost a lot, they're very knowledgeable and they can help? Or are we just going to hire people or pay for $50 courses that can't help you learn anything? Okay, all right. Are you changing your mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset? Are you sticking with what you're doing, or you're still quitting easily? Are you changing your lifestyle as soon as you start making money? So the excuse of we're poorly funded, to me is a silly excuse. Silly excuse. Because you will get funding if people start to view you as trustworthy, and if there's also more of us making money that we can even use to I don't have enough money yet to fund anybody to borrow you money. By God's grace, I will start making 10 figures one day or 15 figures, I don't know. And then maybe I will have a funding business, right? There are some Black celebrities now that do that, that are helping women get funding. God, I pray to God that I get that kind of wealth where I'll be able to loan women money at a reasonable interest rate. But right now I can't. But if more of us are building wealth, you understand what I'm saying? More of us will be able to support each other financially, not to give you money, free money. I'm not talking about free money, okay? Nobody works hard for their money to just be giving it to people who are, no. People who are wealthy will give charities to the charities they want, but at least to be able to help women get financing. Like I got financing from an Indian-owned bank, right? There was no Black-owned bank that I could go to because there's just not many out there. But if we all start practicing numbers 1 to 14 religiously and diligently and elevating ourselves, and there's more Black female millionaires propping up. There's more Black females that have had solid businesses for more than 10 years like I have, and are making millions of dollars, then our lives will change. So number 15 is that we're poorly funded. That's a reason why our businesses fail, but it's the least important reason. Numbers 1 to 14 are the most important. So that's the end of my talk. I hope this helped, and I hope that you will like this video here on YouTube. Just smash, as the YouTubers say, let me just start using YouTubers language. Smash that like button for me. Smash that subscribe button for me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Like this video, and please comment below and let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. So this is the end of it. If you're just watching on Instagram, go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Iyabo Webzil, to watch this video. And YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and leave a comment below. Even if you just want to say, hello, I loved this video, leave a comment below, because that's how YouTube is going to keep showing this video to more and more and more people. The more comments you guys post, the more YouTube will make this video visible to many other people. So if we know we want to help a lot of Black women all over the world, please leave a comment below. If you're watching this on YouTube now, this is the end of this video. Leave a comment below and just say, thank you, Dr. Iyabo. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. God bless you. Love you all. Bye-bye.